I'm hella excited for the NBA season to start, and if you clicked on this video, you probably are too. Hi, I'm Ty. I'm a known NBA addict. Have been since I was 5. Today we're going to get into the full team discussions. We're going to get into who should be the favorites to win it all this year. We're going to talk about some teams that will be better this year, teams that will be worse, and as always, my favorite, the NBA's League Pass Teams of the Year. My top 5 League Pass teams, and I've really only got one rule to it. You can't have a ton of primetime games. My cutoff is 25 games, so if you got 25, you're not part of this. This is in no particular order, but this might be the best League Pass team. I've got the Cleveland Cavs. It seems like they've brought in the right shooting pieces around the team, like Max Strus, and they also got the steal of the draft, in my opinion. I could not believe that it was their only pick in this year's draft, and they hit 100% on the money. Emoni Bates. I was actually really hoping that OKC would get him. Emoni Bates is going to be a fine, solid player, and I do think he can at least help the team a little bit right now. Last year, it was clear to me that against the Knicks, they did not have enough shooting. Strus and Bates are definitely going to help that, and LeVert's got to get his percentage up too, I think. Let's also keep in mind that it was Donovan Mitchell's first year with the team. I think the Cavs have serious potential to be a top 3 seed in the East. Maybe even passing up a team like Philly this year, but regardless, they're going to be fun on offense and on defense. The Cavs play really good and sound basketball on offense and on defense. They're only nationally televised in 17 games. That's kinda nutty, dude. This team is like 3 years in the running, the New Orleans Pelicans. This team is so much fun to watch when healthy. Even when Zion is not on the floor, Ingram and McCollum and Valanciunas, Herb Jones on defense. The team is just really fun to watch. When Zion was on the court last year, though, they were near the top before that significant injury took him out. In terms of adding pieces, there's not much that the Pelicans did. They got to draft one player, and they re-signed Herb Jones, so it's clear that they think they have enough to win. It will be interesting to see what they can do this year. I think this year, they've got to do something, or some possible drastic change could happen there. I feel like they've got to at least be a playoff team this year. Alright, next up I got the Sacramento Kings, who are nationally televised in 22 games, which is good. The city of Sacramento, the fans in Sacramento, and just, anyone who's a Kings fan really deserves that. That's awesome for you guys. I'm hoping that's for OKC is this year. We'll see what happens. But Sacramento isn't sneaking up on anybody this year. People will be testing them, and Sacramento lost a little bit, but for the most part, that's just more room for guys like Keegan Murray and Malik Monk to eat. If no one else was on the team, De'Aaron Fox would be fun enough. I'll be interested to see if Sabonis has been working on his 3-point shot and his free throw shooting, because that was his glaring weakness in the playoffs last year. If you're in the West, you got your work cut out for you, but it's hard to imagine a world where the Kings don't make the playoffs and don't score a bunch of points this season. It's an awesome League Pass team to watch. This next one is obvious, but that doesn't exclude them. The San Antonio Spurs. Wembanyama is like all that everyone is talking about. This is the most talked about preseason that I can remember ever. And it's because of guys like him and Chet Holmgren that we are blessed to have come into this league. But it's not just him. I love Jones. Big fan of Devin Vassell as well. That guy is super underrated. I think people that don't like Vassell just really haven't seen him play much. Which is fair, I'm not going to hold that against you. Only sickos like me watch all the games. I'd like to see him work better on defense. We're going to be very good on defense because Jones is a nice perimeter defender, and Wembanyama is just a nice defender in life. And the X factor is Jeremy Sochan. If you don't know about him, look him up, check him out. He's going to be even better this year. I'd like to see him work on his free throws. And And then last but not least is the Oklahoma City Thunder. How can you not like what the Thunder are doing right now? You gotta be interested in what Chet Holmgren is doing, and SGA is a first-team All-NBA type of player. Josh Giddey gonna be getting them boards and dishing out the rock. Man, he's got a lot of people to feed this year. He's going to have a field day. And of course, the improvement of Jalen Williams. His improvement is gonna be vast. He's big, he's strong, he's smart, and dude will defend you too. And then Lou Dort as your fifth guy? Come on now. The Thunder last year weren't great at shooting the three ball, but guys like Chet Holmgren and Davis Bertans really helped this out. Everybody seems to be really liking the Thunder this year, and I don't know how to feel about it. One part of me is like, hey, my boys, they deserve it. The other part of me is like, man, it's almost feeling like too good of a thing to be true. I always wondered, though, what would our bench look like once these guys are improved? For the first time in a long time, we've got a bench now. 3 teams that are going to be better than they were last year, and I'm not going to say the Spurs because that's like, of course. Houston, under Udoka and Van Vliet, it looks like they're trying to get serious now. Just bringing in those 2 guys alone is going to make for a better season. And I'm not here to knock on Kevin Porter Jr., but getting rid of him was honestly probably in the long run a good thing. I've got the Lakers, record-wise, is going to be better than last year. I don't know if they'll go back to the Western Conference Finals again. It depends on who they match up with. But I definitely think they're going to be better this year. They've made some nice moves. I like the Christian Wood pickup. I like signing Austin Reeves. And I also like picking up Gabe Vincent from Miami. The team will also get a full season to play with guys like Rui Hachimura. And overall, from top to bottom, that's a good roster. And then my third team is the Detroit Pistons. Some of you might be like, what? But I'm telling you, man, Cade Cunningham is back. That team is completely different with him. They got Bogdanovich, who I've always liked. Ivy, we can see some improvements from him. I like Jalen Duren a lot. Wiseman and Bagley can also get it done. The problem between those 3 is none of them hit threes. Donovich and Ivy and Cade are going to have to make up for this. But they also have Thompson. Keep your eye on Thompson. 3 teams that are going to be worse this season. In terms of record, I'm going to say the Brooklyn Nets is a team that does not get 45 wins this year. I love Mikal Bridges, and I'm also a huge Dinwiddie fan as well. Nick Claxton has gotten better every year. And I also think Cam Johnson is going to have a very nice season. I just don't see it after that. Maybe Ben Simmons did find his touch, and he is back in the league. I think even if he is back, though, they're going to need more than that. The Washington Wizards, honestly, the Wizards are not good. They lost Beal and Porzingis. They did get Jordan Poole. They're not going to win any games. They might be the worst team in the NBA. If you're a Wizards fan watching this, don't take any offense to this, man. But even you've got to be looking at this like, what the fuck are we doing, you know? And then last, I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant is suspended 25 games. So it's on Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose to hold it down at the guard position because they lost Tyus Jones as well. It's going to be Bane and Jaren Jackson going off. I'm not saying that they're going to be a bad team. They're going to be good. When Ja gets back, everything will be all good again. But those first 25 games might hurt them a bit. And I'm going to say it does. That's going to do it for this video. There's plenty more NBA stuff coming out here soon. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about these topics. And make sure that you're subscribed for more of America Sports.